mi gente, and welcome to another episode of Vino y la Verdad, hosted by the ladies of Wine and Wisdom. Hi, ladies.
Hey.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm happy that it's Friday, Junior. One more day.
Sí.
I don't know. It feels like it's been a very long week.
Yes, it has.
I don't know. It's like the closer it gets to spring, the longer it drags. And I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
And we finally had snow this week, so that also puts a damp into it.
We did, but I was happy we had a little bit of snow.
I guess.
Like New York. I know. Well, Jessica gets a lot more than we do, but
yes.
I like a bit of the sprinkle. Even snowed in California.
I know.
I don't understand. Like, global warming is real. I don't care what anybody wants to say.
They can't handle it. They probably couldn't handle it.
They couldn't. My coworkers, it was like little flurries, and they were like sending me video. I'm like, that's a flurry, guys. Like, you don't have to pull out your North Faces and your boots. It's just a flurry. Like, good. But it was cute to see their reaction. They're like, it's snowing here, and I'm like, that's not snow, but okay.
You're like, that's dust. Get out of here.
Particles. It's okay. But guys, it's Women's History Month.
Woo!
We have an entire month. How do you guys feel about that? I think that's awesome.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Amazing.
I think we should have the whole year. But hey, I'll take the month.
It is. It's Women's History Month from March 1st all the way to the 31st, and it was established in 1987.
That's right. That's right.
You know, people hold that argument of like, well, these things should be celebrated all year. It just brings highlight, right? Because we can't do everything all year. But it just highlights certain women and the struggles and the great things that we've accomplished. And it's
a celebration of all of us women and everything we've contributed to in society, in just everything, right? Yep. That we've done, politics. I mean, look how far we are now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think months like this, that highlight makes us actually stop and think about like, oh, wow, look at this,
You learn.
Yeah.
Even the difference between today, us versus our moms and our grandmothers.
Yeah. And this wasn't around when I was in the school system. So like as the teacher now, we dedicate daily, like little videos of different women, past and present, even like women that they know, highlighting women in our community, in the school, just so they can understand that it's not just famous, it's your mom, like your aunts, your people in your family that do amazing things.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And not only is it Women's Month, but on the 8th is International Women's Day.
Now, what's the difference there?
So Women's Month is Women's Month everywhere, right? Worldwide, whatever. Actually, it started in New York. And International Women's Day is celebrated in all different countries. And that started all the way since 1911. So that's not something new. That's been around since 1911. And that's, again, where women are recognized for everything they've done, in different countries, in different realms, whether it's society, whether it's, the industry of entertainment, whether it's, the teacher, the doctor, the nurse, whatever it is. It's just amazing because it's now in not only just the United States or New York, but it's in different countries. It's celebrated. So I think it's amazing.
Women.
No, que vivan las mujeres de todos.
My husband didn't bring me my wine. I'm gonna text him.
And also, we have to honor all women. But as Latinas, I want to bring up that there's a numerous amount of Latinas that have made history and have made Women's History Month, possible. So someone like Joanne Baez, she's a legendary folk singer that sang at the March for Civil Rights in Washington in 1963. So she's known for her anti-war effort and as a civil rights activist. And her powerful, unforgettable songwriting because of the civil rights. That's what motivated her and inspired her to write some of her most popular songs, or her most known songs, right? Also, Dolores Huerta. She's actually, I'm reading this actually because I'm not going to know this all by heart, but Dolores Huerta is, let's see, it says she's doing backbreaking work under the unforgiving sun, sleeping in rough shacks with dozens of men to a room, all for below poverty level wages. Farm workers in the early 20th century, most of whom were immigrants from Central America, had hard, painful, unjust life. That is until Dolores Huerta and others like her came along in 1965. She created the United Farm Workers, an organization that worked tirelessly to improve the working conditions for farm workers.
She was with Cesar Chavez. They worked very hard for the union for the farmers.
Yes. And also Claudia taught me about Ellen Ochoa, right? She was the first Hispanic woman in the world to go to space. She went into space on April 8th of 1993. Wow. So cheers to Latinas and all of the Latinas that have made an impact in our lives and have made, broken barriers and changed the narrative for Latina women for us to have the opportunities that we have today. So cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Salud.
Definitely. And speaking of two Latina women, Shakira and Karol G have broken the airwaves with their song, and it's number one on the charts, and it's also the number one video viewed on YouTube. They've also made history with this.
They were in Times Square billboards, dude. They stopped people from walking when they put this thing on the billboards in Times Square.
I can't believe this. They made history with this clapback song.
If you guys pay attention to the words, I love the fucking words, right? Because the name is Te Quedé Grande. So, it's like...
It's a comeback. It's a little stab.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, I know Shakira did her thing with the first one, but now they've joined forces, and now they've, again... have broken their airwaves, and they've made history with this song. So I'm interested to see what the next one is coming, because they're working on a second one.
Oh yeah, nice. They're out of control, and I actually do like the video.
I think it's fucking fire.
Colombians, I love it.
It's just sanity. It's just sanity.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, should the four of us put together a song? Because our song would be
and
like,
then, and then what they say, me puse triple M, más buena, más dura, y más leve. I'm like, what? Go, girl, nice. Get it.
I have to give them a clap for that, because I'm speechless. I think it's so cool.
It's fire.
That they just like, let's drop this single, and now they just broke so many records. It's crazy.
I just love, through heartache, because what she's going through is messed up, right?
Yeah.
Divorce, both of them, cheating,
both of them, because Karol G hit rock bottom too,
right?
When shit went south.
Bringing that into their song and music is relatable and uplifting women.
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
And it's almost like we're taught that we're not supposed to talk about it, right? Like, deal with it. You're not the first, you're not the last that's going to go through a breakup, or, your marriage is going to end or whatever. Like, pick up the pieces and keep it moving. But no, it's okay to fucking talk about it. It's okay to say I'm hurt. It's okay to say me molestó cuando te vi con ella, but guess what? I'm over it.
Now I'm going to be better.
She says in the song.
Yeah. Now I'm going to be better.
That's right.
Now I'm better. Now that you're gone, my life is better.
I think those songs are made mostly for empowerment.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely. I mean, not to change the subject, but look at Miley Cyrus's song, right? I could buy myself flowers. If you really listen to the words of that song, you'd be like, I can't buy myself flowers, and I could hold my own hand. I can, and you think about it, you'd be like, I've accomplished so many things without you. What was I crying for before? Right? What was I crying about before? Was it the companionship? Was the fear of financial stability? Was it the fear of loneliness? Like you start analyzing, right? And thinking, you're like, okay, so what was it that I was really letting go if I can do all these things for myself? So I think a lot of these songs are about empowerment, and are motivating, and you don't realize it until after you go through the heartache and you're like, I'm so much stronger than what I was, when I was going through this whole rigmarole, and now I'm just like, oh, you become a totally different person. So cheers to them for putting their talents together and, taking it to the next level and showing all women that you can keep going and
That's
you can
right. Sí se puede.
and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it.
That's right.
You'll be all right. So enough about spilling the wine. Get that play on word? Spilling the wine, spilling the tea.
We got it. We got it.
So today's episode is all about being a mom again after 40.
Ay, 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 ay.
The one that has the best knowledge on all of that is Claudia. So this is going to be the Let's Interview Claudia episode about her and her courage of being mom again after 40. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with that Pero Porque Why segment. And we're going to talk about being a mom again after 40. We'll be right back.
And I need a drink before that.
God bless your soul, child.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our Pero Porque Why segment on being a mom after 40. Yeah, I need a drink. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Oh my gosh.
That was a gulp. That wasn't a drink.
I know.
Gotta get Rodney, give him a bottle.
Well, I started already. It's almost done.
Oh my God, I can't. So, I still have hopes. I know I'm very late in the game. Claudia's a couple of years younger than me, but a lot of people are like, oh, if you're gonna do it now, even if you're gonna do it by yourself. And I have my reservations on all of that. But but then I think, if I have a kid now, by the time I'm 60, my kid's gonna be 20, or actually 70, my kid will probably be 20. So it's like, do I really want to be a 70-year-old? Be like, mira, no llegue para atrás, like, do I really want to be living like that? Like, I don't know. But I also see you and how hard it is. And but I have to give you credit. You deal with it in a very calm and organized way.
Well, you know what they say, the third one? You're like, Eva! Like, it's definitely different in that sense. And I'm not doing it alone.
Yeah.
Like those single moms, props to you, like 10 times, 100 times. It's so hard. But yeah, I think having a partner, a support system is so important. And the older kids help, so that's better. I didn't have that before. But yeah, it's a little different because I don't stress as much over silly things.
Yeah.
I mean, people are purposely deciding to have babies in their 40s because, people are really working hard with they're more career focused and, working on their degrees, getting that out of the way before, having children. So I think a lot of people are just deciding to, do that. And my oldest sister was 42 when she had her second baby. So,
Wow, nice.
Yeah. And,
I have a few friends of like about 5 who have frozen their eggs. And they're like, I just want to make sure I have the option, because they are up there and they may not have a partner or whatever reason, but they have definitely frozen eggs. That conversation what came up, and it was different, right? Because that's something we never really talked about, but it's something that is more common, more spoken about now because women are more focused and career oriented now.
Yeah.
And
I think it's just like Jessica said, it's a different world, right? Like prior to us, it was like you had to get married and have kids and everything by the age of 15, 16. And then we came along. And we were like, no, it's the truth. Like our parents' generation, they used to marry off early. They used to marry off by the time they were 15, 16, 17, whatever, right? By the time they were 20, they already had the first kid. Like, it wasn't like, oh, no, that's the way it was, right? Then our generation was different because our generation was that, okay, in our 20s, we're going to get married and we're going to settle down and, most of us right away wind up pregnant. Some didn't, but I think that's why we were able to grow up, right? Let's call it that, with our kids. Like, for example, me, that I have two 20-year-olds. I feel like I grew up with my kids in the sense that I wasn't that far in age, even though it is a 20-year gap. And I feel that the generations now are more like Jessica said. They're more like, oh no, hell no, I don't want kids right now. I want to travel. I want to enjoy life. We want to do this. We want to do that. If we have kids, now we're limited, and it's just financially, just everything. I think we're in a different world. And I also believe and have seen a lot of women, like Claudia said, that have frozen their eggs because they're like, you know what, I'm not ready right now, but maybe tomorrow I do decide I want a child, or 2 years down the line or whatever. So I think that's what it is. It's just different world, right? Different views. Women have different priorities, right? Like, I think we were conditioned almost like, you got to get married, you got to have kids, you got to have a family. The generation now is like, oh, hell no. I'm partying. I'm hanging out. I'm doing my business. I'm traveling the world. The kids is like the last thing that they have in their mind, I feel.
I also feel like the divorce rate is so high, so early on, that it doesn't happen. You're still trying to figure it out. And, here we are at age 40 and, oh, wow, I finally found the one. Right. It takes time. And now I feel people are taking time in developing those relationships, where for us, we jumped right in it in high school and
we went head first.
As sad as it makes me about like the divorce rate and stuff, it's also like, we're not tolerating shit.
That's exactly what it
is.
I'm
not going to be my mom, going to be there for years, miserable. It's just like, this is not working. I'm out. Yeah. It's not for the kids anymore. It's like, I'm out. I'm not going to do this anymore. So it could have been high years ago, right? But, culture, cultura, people stay in a tradition. And now it's like.
But we're also in a different space as women, right? Like for our mother's generation, I mean, I can't speak for all of our moms, but for my mom, it comes with lack of education, right? Lack of language. She moved here when she was 13. And she only did 1 year of high school, and then they took her out in sophomore year of high school to go work at a factory. So, she didn't have the education. So she held on for so many years because what was she gonna do? Right? He was a provider. She had 3 kids. She didn't know English. She didn't have no education. She didn't have a high school diploma. I mean, she made the best of it. And then after she got that courage, she was like, fuck you. And she started her own business. But it's different now. I think our generation is the opposite. We educated ourselves. We got ourselves our careers. We got more savvy. We wanted to make our own money. We created some type of independence. So then if we got married and it didn't work out, we're going to be okay on our own. We may struggle a little bit, but we're going to be okay. You know what I mean?
I feel like our generation tried to hold on to both, like being and the mom, the good one. And it's like work. And you're like, I'm going to lose my shit. You cannot do both that way. Like, it's crazy. No.
And it's funny you say that, Claudia, because our common friend, Kenya, when I used to work out with her and I was under her, whatever, she was my coach. One of the things she taught us was that we believe, or we're conditioned, right, that we have to do everything and get everything done. But it's like Francis said, our parents' generation was different. That's what they did. They stayed home and they cooked and they cleaned and they did laundry and they raised the kids and they picked up the kids from after school and they picked up, that's what they did. We're a different generation. We work full time. So there's no way in fucking heaven and earth that we can actually handle everything at once. And that's why we do wind up going crazy, because there's no possible way for you to work all day, a full-time job, raise your kids, have a husband, clean the house, cook, do laundry, do the groceries. Then where is your time?
Yeah.
I think that's why there's a lot of single people in our lives, in our world, because
and
back in the day, it was the people stay because the dependence was there and that need and the oh my gosh. But now it's like,
and they were conditioned. They were conditioned, or maybe not conditioned, but they really took to heart, or they really took serious their commitment of marriage, right? Those words that say through good and bad, through sickness and health, through rich and poor, they really stuck to it. And that's why you see these marriages that lasted 50, 60 years. You don't see that today because the tolerance, the education, the everything that women have come on to, right? Like they make their own money, like, pa que yo te necesito. So it all, I feel, goes into play. I feel that now, yes, we say those words when we get married, but we don't hold on to it because we said those words. We're not going to sit through suffering, or we're not going to take shit, or we're not going to tolerate what we're not happy with. Back then, they had no choice. That's what they did.
We don't even say those words anymore. Nowadays, people are creating their own vows.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That death to us part, qué sé yo, qué sé cuándo. Eso ya tú no oyes esa mierda.
No.
You know.
Right, everybody
let them choke. Let them choke.
But I feel that our generation, our 70s, 70s generation, we are a combination of the two.
Yeah, we are, definitely.
Right? We are a combination of the old school, the present, and we absorb what's coming in the future, right?
Right.
And that's why I feel personally that our generation, I think, is one of the best generations.
Amen.
Because
Hallelujah.
We're a combination of so many different things. And, like if you go to my mother's generation and you try to teach them how to use a smartphone, or try to introduce, anything new, they're like, ¿para qué yo quiero eso? En mi tiempo no se necesitaba y yo no necesito ahora, right? There's like paper pushers. There's people
my mom is like, give me that phone. Carajo. Ponme ahí en Facebook.
My mother too, right? But there's like people that also are stuck with taking notes on paper, right? And they rather put everything on paper as opposed onto the computer, right?
That's me.
Right?
That's me. I love paper.
But I use a combination of the two. I write things down, but then I also, use my computer. But this new generation,
there's no paper. There's no pen.
They don't know how to write. They can't write script. They can't write. It's a hot mess.
It's bad because they don't teach them how to write a letter. They don't teach them how, they have, in the middle school that I was working at, they had this thing called free writing, which you can turn in your paper the way you text. I'm like, why would you do that to a child?
That's terrible.
You're ruining their concept of language. Like they don't even teach them how to write script or sign their name.
No, nobody knows how to script anymore. No.
So it's like, yes, the newer generation is more motivated, but at the same time, I feel like they're held back in certain things.
Are they really more motivated though? I don't know.
I don't think they are. I think they're lazier.
I think some are. I think some millennials are, but I think they also want to make the quick money, right? Because they're so impresionado by social media, right? Thinking that
that's all they know.
A social media star, and they're stuck onto the phone like that. But a lot of the kids that I had in school, like they've gone to Syracuse and they've gone to Hofstra and they've graduated and they have their degrees, and now they're like doing their thing, and I'm so proud of them. Look at Tati being one of them, right?
Right.
And now she's going for a master. She's a teacher. She had, so I think some of them are more motivated. And then there's like every generation, some of them are just like waiting for it to come to their door. But I don't know.
Definitely.
I don't know, those are a lot of reasons why women are waiting until their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Something that I can say, I had my daughter and my son, in my 30s, early 30s. And then Julian came 40. I was not happy. One, I had a certain vision in my life of where I wanted to go. You have these, okay, I'm my pair. I don't need I had a boy and a girl. It was good. And I was very upset and sad for the first 3-4 months. But then, you love them, and then they're here, and you couldn't have life without them, you go there. But I'm tired, to be honest. I do not have the energy I had with the little ones.
That's what happens.
I'm thinking I gotta go to Disney with this little one. I'm like, oh my God. I have not taken him to the children's museum. I'm like, what? Oh, those things I don't want to do. I'm tired. I'm, you're just trying to balance everything, and something has to give. And sometimes I feel guilty about that, because I'm just like, I don't have it in me.
I was watching, I'm addicted to this show on BET Plus. It's called the Miss Pat Brown Show. It's a comedy, right? And one of her episodes was, she's in her late 40s. I think she plays a 48-year-old. And she's a struggling comedian, and she hit the big time. She fell into contract with this big time comedian that's taking her on tour. She's living her dream, whatever. Her husband's like, I got you, go for it, I'll support you. She has 4 other kids, right? One in 30, one in her late 20s, and 2 in high school. She turned out to be pregnant, right? In the episode. And so she was like, what? And she's real. I'm not going to say the words that she uses because, YouTube will take us down, but she's real hood. It's a true life story. She used to be a drug dealer, and she was like hard gangster drug dealer. And in one, her ex-boyfriend shot her through the back, and it came out through her nipple. And then that's when her whole life changed, and she decided to, take her life story into comedy. Long story short, so the episode is that she's pregnant, and she told her husband, and her husband was so excited he wanted to have the baby, and she didn't want to have the baby. So I was a little conflicted with the episode, and this is why I'm bringing it up. So in the episode, she told him, it's my body, it's my choice, right? Because she opted to have an abortion because she's already 47 years old and her career is about to take off. But he's like, but that's my seed, and it should be our choice to make this decision. So long story short, she went behind his back and had the abortion. And then the next day when he was like, can we talk about it? She's like, there's nothing to talk about. I made my decision. I did it already. So being that we're all over our 40s, right? And let's say hypothetically, we're all in relationships. Well, you guys all are. I'm not, whatever, right? If this were to happen, would you make a decision like that without consulting your better half, even if he was against it? I think I understand the whole it's my body, my choice. If we weren't married and maybe you were just my boyfriend, I think I would respect that decision a little bit more. But the fact that you're married and he supports you, and in the show, he's a really good husband, and a really good father.
Before I forget my thought,
go ahead.
I wouldn't have said anything. If I knew that that's what my decision was going to be, I don't think I would have even told him I was pregnant. I was like, what? Am I going to even say anything?
Yeah,
my body, my choice. Why say?
Right.
I think I would have taken his thing into consideration.
Yeah.
If, like you said, if I was married, if it was someone that I was not married to, then that's a different scenario.
Yeah.
I think I would have done what she said. I wouldn't even bring it up. I wouldn't even fucking say it. I'll just do what I got to do. But I think if I was in a marriage and he was a good husband, supportive, and I knew he wanted this as well, that would be something that we would have.
I don't know if I would be able to live with that.
Agree upon
to do that to my husband behind his back.
Because I think I would feel guilty every fucking day.
Yeah, because I especially if he's a good guy. If he's an asshole,
right.
It's a different story, right?
That's different.
I mean, in the episode, he was broken. He was like crying. He was like, I was like, oh, what did you do? That guy was a mess too. But I totally 100%. It's my body, my choice. But that's also his child, right? And that doesn't. I know you're the one that carries it, and we're the one that give birth, and we have to go through the whole everything. And at the long run, they break up, and I'm stuck with this kid, and blah, blah, blah. But he wanted his, he was like, why don't you want to give me another kid, and whatever. So I don't know. I was so on the fence with her decision.
That's a conversation. Like, if the conversation should have been had, and where they really talk about it, so there, he could understand why.
But she didn't give him the chance to have the conversation before she made a choice.
That's
she just did it.
The thing. So for that, bucket, why say?
Right.
Like, why even break him like that?
Right. Exactly. Right. Why bring him that pain?
Right.
Just go do what you got to do, calladita.
That's your own pain. I mean, it's a hard decision. That's a hard decision, you know.
Anyway, I don't know how we got to this depressing situation.
No, it's not depressing. It's actually an option, right? It's a conversation that women over 40 do, right? If I'm over 40, I already have my kids and I'm married, then I'm gonna opt to have an abortion because I don't want to have another kid.
And everybody got their right, everybody has their right.
Yeah, 100%.
Decisions.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
every
100%.
relationship is different. You're basing it off a TV show, like.
But it's an actual fact that happens.
Reality is we don't know no one's situation at home. So he could be a man that works a lot of hours and is not going to really be there to be a caregiver like mom is going to be. And so there's so many factors that can take place into that situation.
Definitely. But I'm basing it on the premise of the show, right? The fact that he is a good father, he is a good provider. Would you be able to make a decision like that without consulting your partner? That's the premise I'm discussing, and I know it's a financial hardship too to have another kid. It's expensive.
That's what I worry about. Like right now, that's our big concern. The kids, Ariana's 14, Devin is going to be, he's 12, just turned 12. They're going to go, high school's coming and like birthdays. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to stop paying for tuition. Or for like, at least I have one sweet 16. I have 2 boys. They don't need that shit.
Right. Nope. Boys are easy.
But they feel some type of way. Devin feels some type of way. Like he's like, so we don't get anything? And I'm like, no. He's like, that's
you could throw him at 18. You could throw him at 18.
Yeah, but it's, oh, my Lord. It's
I know.
We want to give them
bar mitzvah for him.
We want to give them experiences, but they all cost money. We want to go to Punta Cana this summer. We're a family of 5. We need 2 rooms.
Yeah.
3,000 to almost 4,000 a room, almost 10. I was like, I can't go. That's crazy. I don't even know. So finances is big. Very big.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah, it is. It is. Finances, it's a hardship, right? It's a huge hardship. Now, what about the kids that are like super in difference in age, right? Like, your
age gap.
Age gap. Yeah. So like the new baby is 2 years old, but you have a 17-year-old daughter, but now because you're working and you're, doing all this stuff, the 17-year-old becomes like a second mom to the kid. You think that's fair?
I think it depends. My mother had my sister when I was 17. I love that little girl like she was mine.
We all babysat Alexa.
It wasn't expected, but it's just me nació. Like it's something that I just wanted to do because she was adorable. So, but when it's forced, it's different. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go here, groceries. I'll take the baby. I'm a teacher in the summer. I was off. So what happens? I had to watch the damn child, but it was okay. I didn't feel any type of way. But when you see kids like they can't enjoy their life to take care of their siblings, that's wrong.
Right. Like it's funny because me and my sister have the age gap, and I feel like my sister was my second mom. Like I would go to my sister for things that I would never go to my mom to. You understand? My sister used to dress me. My sister used to do my hair. My sister used to take me roller skating. My sister used to go to the parent teacher meetings. My sister was like everything to me. She was literally my second mom, like all the way to, I used to pedirle la bendición before I would go to bed at night. And I'll never forget when she got married, I got sick because we had never been separated. Like we shared a room all our life growing up. And when she got married, I just was like, I couldn't live. I was like,
Alexa hated Rodney.
I literally got sick. And we've never fought. We've never had a problem, me and my sister, like ever. I've never disrespected my sister. It's just, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. No, my sister, Alexa, the younger one, hated my husband in the beginning.
Really?
Because he took me away. I didn't like him at all. And then they're both Virgos. They don't shut the fuck up, both of them. So he wouldn't let her talk. And now they don't shut the fuck up together. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even. You guys talk. I'm out of here.
We used to take her everywhere. We used to take her handball courts. We used to take her to parties. We used to take her everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. She was a cool baby to babysit.
No, she was adorable.
It was fun. We had fun with her.
So,
but yes.
So guys, we are going to be right back with the next segment, which is Entertaining con Francis.
Guys, did you like my Easter brunch setup?
I
I
loved
loved it. It is so pretty.
You're so
So
creative.
beautiful.
You're so I wish I had your eyes to decorate in my home like that. Because I think they're nice, but I bet you I buy everything you just brought. I mean, se me va a ver, mira, mal.
Yeah.
Look, in all honesty,
bendito.
these
So
I bought at
cute.
the Dollar Tree, right?
So cute.
And I don't like to buy a lot though. Like, you know how some people, like I don't have a dining room table, so my island here becomes my decorating focal point. So,
You do
and
it
then
so well.
these were $1 each, right? I kept with the bunny theme, and then these were on sale at Michael's at the end of the
I
season.
love those.
And
I
wait a
love
minute,
those.
please say what those are called, because I just learned
These
that.
are
in the-
Chargers by Ashland.
So
And they're
cool.
normally $2.99, and I got them on 40% off. So they came out to like 98 cents or something like that. I also don't pay
Awesome.
full price for anything because since I like to do stuff like this, I'm not gonna pay full price for it, you know? So,
Makes
and my little signature drink was just seltzer water, rosé with a little bit of lemon juice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
I loved it. I totally loved it.
Gorgeous.
That was it.
Ready
And
for
candles
the,
go
for
a
the
long
Easter
way.
season.
Yeah, one of those I slap on the door and the other one I put in the corner, and that's it.
Oh, you're so cute, Francis. I love that about you.
Thank you. I really do it for myself. It just changes my, I don't
It does.
know.
Mood.
It changes the mood.
Yeah.
It changes the
It
mood.
changes.
Yeah.
When I walk in, I'm like, spring is here. I decorate for
Right.
St. Patrick's. I'm not even Irish. Like, you know.
I tried, as a mom, I tried to, I'm like,
But there's one thing that you guys do that I really do love, and you do every single year for Easter. And every single year, Claudia's family, all 1,000 of them, get together at her mother's house. No, because it's like, I guess for Easter, everybody calls everybody, and there's like, at least I could say like 50, right? 40, 50 people in her mother's house. And they do an Easter hunt, and everybody gets to
that's
participate.
awesome.
Adults to kids. Yeah. You can rack up. There's like some people walk out with $100, $200 because they put money in the eggs. So it's like
nice. Vamos a buscar huevito.
Yeah. So I think that's a beautiful tradition you guys carry in your
That's awesome.
My mother's like, accepting donations today now. So I'm like, okay, we gotta like get singles, dollar bills.
Saquen todos esos singles rápido.
For real. So I think that's a beautiful tradition. I decorate with bunnies and you guys give away money. So it's a wash.
It sounds about right.
Right.
But guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our final remarks. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. So guys, ladies, how did you like our show today?
I loved it. Women are the bomb.
Yeah.
Women are the bomb. We can do so much, have children after 40. We can freaking do it all.
At any age.
Any age. And we will do it with grace and strength. So cheers. Cheers to women today, the past, the future.
I love the Easter decor. I think it was amazing.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
We all got to go out and get what, Jessie?
Chargers.
Muy bien. Muy bien. Muy bien.
Not for the phone.
I voy a comprar
for your dinner table.
para the next holiday chargers.
Yes, holiday chargers.
Mami, ¿qué color lo quiere?
You know what? I think for Christmas, that's what I'm going to get all of you. Different chargers. That's going to be the challenge, and you have to decorate your tables.
Okay, that's fun.
We should have a contest.
Eso está very good looking.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
see.
Eso está very good looking.
Let's
Right?
pinky promise
Claudia,
that.
you
Let's
in?
pinky promise.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen, amen.
All
Yes.
right.
That's going to be the only thing
we gotta do
decorated.
that.
Fucking
Charger. Oh my God.
I'm not going to have no Christmas tree, nothing. It's going to be my decorated table.
That's my.
Oh
We
my
promise
God.
it's just wine, guys. We promise it's just
It
wine.
is.
We're not doing
Just
anything
wine.
else.
This is on not que ya finished hers already.
Oh, she's the girl with the 40s and the babies. No,
okay, she's the one with the babies.
This is what happens, y'all. This is what happens.
You need the wine.
So if we're the
You need your
bomb,
mama juice.
if we're the bomb, being the fact that we're having, babies over 40, after 40, and we make babies and we hold on careers and everything. So then why is the female orgasm such a mystery? That's our topic for next week, guys. So thank you for watching our show. Join us next week for a conversation about the female orgasm and why it is such a mystery.
I'm gonna have to do some research.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this conversation, especially since we have a specialist on this subject. We have love and intimacy coach Carolyn Hauser to help us solve this mystery. Join us Wednesday on YouTube.
Well, I'm excited. Okay. But don't forget to tune in and listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at Wine and Wisdom 5.
Don't forget to take a minute to sip some wine and share a little wisdom. See you next time. Ciao.